Don't you ever touch a black man's radio, boy!
Nigga, when this dough is low, baby girl, if this is so, yo, can I get it for you?
Hey, everybody, welcome to the franchise episode number 48. I'm your host, Daniel Ehrenberg.
And I'm your co-host, Henry Papali. We are covering Rush Hour.
Yeah, we sure are. Just that first Rush Hour movie by the great Brett Ratner. And, but we'll be starting with a franchise update this week.
Yep.
All right? So how about this? Hey, Hank, have you seen Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 yet?
I saw it last night.
You did?
Yeah.
How was it?
I loved it.
Okay.
I liked it more than the first one.
Listen to you.
I went to see something completely different. Actually, I'm glad you asked, because it's a quick funny thing. I went to go see The Dinner. Do you know this?
No, I don't even know what that is.
It's with Steve Coogan and Laura Linney and Richard Gere and Rebecca Hall. It's like a movie about two couples over dinner who argue the whole time, sort of a la Carnage.
That sounds great.
Yeah, it's kind of my kind of movie. And
well, also, you're like 90 years old, so you're like, Richard Gere? Yes, please.
Yeah, it was Laura Linney and Richard Gere, so it's a Primal Fear reunion. Am I right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
No, it's
Get Ed Norton in there.
Yeah, it's directed by Oren Muberman, who did The Messenger and Rampart, two movies I loved. So,
where's Woody?
I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe he plays a waiter. But so I went to the movie and I went to the ticket counter, and the guy I said, I'm here for this whatever showing of The Dinner. He goes, "Oh, dude, the projector broke in that one."
Did he sound like that? Was he John Cryer from Superman 4?
He might as well have been. And
he was like, "Cha, we can't get you into that."
And I said, "Come on, man, really?" And he's like, "There's a later showing at like 10:30." And I was like, "No, I'm old." I said, "Well, okay." I was really in the mood for The Dinner. All right, what do we got? All right. Let's go to Guardians, which I wanted to see anyway, but I had been really into that mood for The Dinner.
Sure.
So I just went to see Guardians, and I was really happy I did. It was great. Lots of fun.
Good.
The projector was not broken for that, of course.
Oh, that's great news. Always great news. This is why I love going to see movies in the theater, because you really get your money's worth every time.
Yeah, and I bought a $9 box of popcorn.
Oh, good for you. Good for you. Yeah. How much did you drop on going to see that movie that you didn't want to see?
$21.
Yeah, good. Yeah. So everybody keep going to see theaters instead of watching shit 3 months later when it's available.
Well, before the movie, Javier Bardem came on to promote going to see movies in the theater. So...
Yesterday, I got Javier Bardem and Benicio del Toro confused, and I felt like the worst human being in the world.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can't see getting them confused at all, but I could see why you'd feel like the worst human being.
I said that Benicio del Toro was great in No Country for Old Men.
Jesus.
I know. God, I'm the worst.
Yeah, he was good in Skyfall, too.
Shut up.
Man.
All right. All
right.
That just to say that James Gunn, of course, will be back for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Yep.
In more Marvel news, the directors have been chosen for Captain Marvel. All right, and they're going the indie route. Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck. Probably.
Oh, I saw that.
Okay.
Yeah. Half Nelson crew.
Yeah. So how do you feel about that one?
I'm very happy.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've never seen Half Nelson, as you know. So.
As I know.
Or Mississippi Grind, I guess, is their other big one.
That is on my Netflix queue.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. I'm very happy about that choice.
Yep, Brie Larson will be playing Captain Marvel. I'm looking forward to that movie just because I love that character, and There should be more female superhero movies, but maybe not ones produced by Zack Snyder. So let's do it.
Saw a preview for that last night.
I did too. Just on television, it looks shitty.
Yeah, I saw a preview that looked amazing. It was a brand new preview for Thor Ragnarok.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen anything about
Oh my god, it looks so fucking great.
Okay.
It's hilarious looking. It just looks great. Anyway.
All right, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Guy Ritchie gonna be directing a live-action Aladdin.
Oh.
In early talks to play the genie, Will Smith.
Oh.
Doesn't that just sound like hell?
It does. It really sounds like hell. I mean, that sounds like something like my old free pass joke. You know, if you let me in with a beer and a joint, I would turn you down. No, thanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, Will Smith. Oh, that's gonna be hammed. Oh.
Well, it's gonna have to be, right? I mean, it's hard to even imagine them doing. I mean, Robin Williams in the animated version is such an indelible voice performance. Like, I can't even imagine what they would do. But I guess get Will Smith.
I mean,
Will Smith hasn't been fun in such a long time. I mean, this is Collateral Beauty, Will Smith. We're talking about, like. You know, I mean, I can see it almost if we're hiring the Fresh Prince, but he hasn't been the Fresh Prince in a long time.
Oh God, I mean, I don't even know what to say. God, it just sounds like a disaster, and it probably will be. I mean, even financially.
Yeah, no, financially it's gonna be huge. Are you crazy?
You think?
Yes. Because all these Disney adaptations are gigantic.
Yeah, well, that's true. But I mean, yeah. And I was just going to say something that I'm actually going to disqualify. I was going to say, but nobody cares about Guy Ritchie anymore. But nobody who goes to those movies cares who directs them, so it doesn't matter.
Listen, here's the deal. Beauty and the Beast just came out, made $1 billion, starring Emma Watson.
Right.
2 weeks later, The Circle comes out, which they promoted the fuck out of, starring her and Tom Hanks, and it tanked.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who's in these movies. They're going to make money.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hope Fresh Prince is all over this thing, because I'd like to see that. Don't you think, like, if this was, like, 8 or 9 years ago, they would have gotten Russell Brand?
I'm surprised they still didn't.
I don't know what happened to that guy. I never see him anymore. I feel like that Arthur killed his career.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Nice guy in person.
Oh, you met him?
Yeah, at one of the events.
Yeah. I always liked him.
Nice guy.
All right. Hey, Demian Bichir. You familiar with this actor?
Yes. Why?
He's an Academy Award nominee for.
Yeah. Why do I know him?
Well, I loved him on FX's The Bridge.
Okay.
But I think he was nominated for that A Better Place, A Better World. I never saw it.
A Different World, the TV show?
Oh, yeah, he played Dwayne Wayne on A Different World.
All right, yeah, I don't know. I know his name, but I guess
anyway, he'll be starring in this new spin-off of The Conjuring entitled The Nun.
Okay. So there's 2 spin-offs of The Conjuring.
Yeah, and Annabelle. I think this nun thing was maybe set up in Conjuring Part 2.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Yeah. I liked Conjuring 2.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay. Clearly made a huge impression.
Yeah. I don't remember anything about it. But
yeah. Okay, how about this movie? I'm getting pretty excited for this new upcoming movie. The remake of A Star Is Born.
Oh boy.
Now
another remake of it.
Now hear me out. Hear me out because I'm legitimately excited.
Okay.
Written and directed by Bradley Cooper.
Whoa.
Yeah, okay. I got you there.
Okay.
Get ready for this cast. I have the full cast for you right here.
Okay.
Bradley Cooper, of course.
Oh, he's in it as well. Yeah.
Yes, yep. Lady Gaga. Sam Elliott.
Okay.
Dave Chappelle.
Okay.
And Andrew Dice Clay.
All right. Yeah. I'm probably going to have to check that out.
That sounds insane.
I don't think I'll pay $21 for it, but I will see that. Yeah. Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, first film role since Undercover Brother in 2002.
What about Block Party?
That doesn't count. It's a documentary.
Oh, okay.
He's playing himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Wow.
that's a good movie, though, that Dave Chappelle
Yeah.
Block Party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Mhm.
Wow. All right.
So how about that?
Star is Born.
I'm going to fucking see it.
So obviously the main two are Cooper and Lady Gaga, I
It's
guess. I'm
Cooper
assuming.
and Gaga. Obviously, Golden Globe Award winner Lady Gaga for acting. Let's never forget that.
No,
Yeah. I love the Golden Globes.
they're great.
Yeah.
They're the AFI of awards.
Sure. Sam Elliott, always exciting to see whether he'll have his mustache.
True.
Dave Chappelle, back for the first time in ages. And the Dice Man. Hey!
Oh, it's been a long time since we heard his voice on the show.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, since like Die Hard or something.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Speaking of stars being born, Henry, ABC has picked up the rights to revive American Idol.
Oh, God. Okay.
That's right. It just ended in 2015.
Is that news? Is that news for us?
I think that's a franchise.
Okay.
All right.
Probably be a movie
It's back.
soon.
TV
Or a movie about-
franchises.
Yeah, that's true. We
Yeah.
do that. Yeah.
All right, so that's coming. Seacrest, of course, will be in there.
Good.
I don't know how. Seacrest, I think he's done like a multiplicity. Where there's just like a bunch of Seacrests walking around in the world.
Yeah.
Because, I mean...
Well, he's pretty easily cloned. I mean, he's like the Carson Daly of the,
Never,
right?
never confuse them. Seacrest is so much better than Carson Daly.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Is he building somebody's house or something? Wasn't he doing that for a while?
Seacrest?
Yeah, wasn't he building people's houses?
I don't know.
Thought he was on that show where you win money and then they build you a new house.
No.
Yes,
Maybe. I don't know.
I think so.
He's
I'm sure
everywhere.
I'll be corrected, but
Yeah.
I think I'm right.
We live in a world where everything is hosted by either Ryan Seacrest, Mario Lopez, or Chris Hardwick.
Right.
Yeah.
It's true. Chris Hardwick.
Oh, and Steve Harvey.
Faux show!
Yeah, little big shots. So I believe Kelly Clarkson will be involved in this reboot in some capacity. Maybe she's a judge or something.
Good.
Yeah. Will and Grace, of course, coming back for a full season on NBC in the fall. And
Okay.
I think we talked about that already, but I'm just so excited.
I don't know that we did. No.
That's been confirmed. All right.
The same cast. and
Same
all that?
writers, same cast. We're all back. Will and Grace.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care.
More
But-
relevant than ever. Am I right?
Probably. Yeah.
And one more bit of news for you, Hank.
Hmm.
And this one's just for you.
Thanks.
All right. Amazon Prime has given a 2-season order to a new show, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, written and created by Amy Sherman Palladino.
Don't know who that is.
I only bring this up because she is the creator of Gilmore Girls. And
Christ.
I didn't want to go a week without a Gilmore Girls.
No,
reference.
I don't think we have. Or can. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Absolutely impossible. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. I'm very excited about that show.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All
Rush.
right.
Let's do Rush Hour.
Let's do it.
All
Let's
right.
get out of the traffic and get moving.
Now, I have a big question for you. We ask the big questions on this show.
That's what we do.
Yeah. Why is Rush Hour called Rush Hour?
Well, I asked the same question. I don't know. There's like one shot of traffic, right? And like that's it.
Yeah, when the little girl gets kidnapped,
Right.
that's what this movie is. The little girl gets kidnapped and they got to get her back.
That's
Lost's Ken Lung shows up with bleach blonde hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Brett Ratner favorite, Ken Lung.
That's right. He's been in a few Ratners.
Yeah.
He says it's rush hour, right? Or something, and then he shoots somebody.
Right.
Like he says the title of the movie for no reason, but why is it the title of the movie?
I have a theory.
You have a theory?
No, but I'm going to make one up right now.
Okay.
I bet you they didn't know what to call this movie because it's such a buddy cop movie with such blatant 1998 Lethal Weapon 4 fascinating racism that they didn't have a title, so they didn't know what to call it. So they just came up with, a frequent thing that happens in Los Angeles or anywhere else. But yeah,
But
and they just
but it's so generic. Like
Yeah.
why
it's catchy. It's easy to remember.
is it?
Sure. Hey, what'd you do this weekend? I saw Rush Hour. What's that movie coming out with Jackie Chan? Shanghai Dawn? No, Rush Hour.
Shanghai Dawn is coming soon.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Believe me. Believe me. It's unbelievable. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know.
So Rush Hour directed
We really knocked that out of the park.
Yeah. Rush Hour directed by Brett Ratner from a script by Ross LaManna. This was a spec script that he wrote in 1995. It was bought, and they couldn't find a place for it. Like, it was specifically written to be a Jackie Chan vehicle. And then, like, the box office on Jackie Chan movies started going down, so they didn't want to make it anymore.
Yeah.
So then New Line Cinema, our old friends
Yeah.
from the Friday the 13th, what else have they done?
Oh, man, we have this all the time, this conversation. The Seven.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Name all the, yeah.
Yeah, they New Line,
All the
Blade,
hits.
I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So they bought the script. They decide they're gonna make it, and they hire a fella named Jim Koof to rewrite it.
Mm.
Jim Koof, a journeyman screenwriter who I have some affection for.
Okay.
Okay, are you familiar with him?
Yeah, I think he wrote a lot of episodes of the Gilmore Girls.
No, he didn't, but that would be
Oh.
great. Although he did write 3 episodes of Angel.
There you go.
All right.
I knew I'd have you
right.
on something.
Thank you, including one of the best ones, 5 by 5. That's
All right,
season
all
1,
right.
episode
Oh,
18.
Okay.
All right, but you might know him as the great writer of Stakeout.
Yeah, I'm looking at that right now.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
wrote a lot of movies in the 80s. Class is another big one.
Never saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, he wrote the National Treasures.
Oh.
Yeah. More recently, he
Nice.
co-created that show Grimm, which I know a lot of people liked.
And he wrote Money Monster.
That's true. You did write Money Monster.
which I only ever associate with my theater experience when I saw The Lobster, which I've told on this podcast.
Oh yeah, right. The guy walked out of the
At the well, you want to see that? I don't know what the fuck that was, man. But when it's you want to see a real movie, you go see that Money Monster. That's a movie. It is a movie.
It is a movie that existed.
It did.
But by the late '90s, early 2000s, Jim Koof was a real journeyman. He had written Operation Dumbo Drop.
Isn't that Bill Murray?
No, you're thinking of the other one. There were two competing elephant movies.
Oh, okay.
Bill Murray's was Larger Than Life.
Oh, yeah.
I believe Danny Glover's in Operation Dumbo Drop.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, am I right about that? Don't
I don't
yawn
know.
on the fucking podcast.
Tired.
I'll kill you. I just looked it up. Danny Glover, Ray Liotta, Dennis Leary. I want to see that.
Oh, Lord.
Now he also wrote Gang Related, the great teaming of Tupac Shakur and James Belushi.
James Belushi.
And Snow Dogs.
Oh. So he likes animals.
yeah, I guess. I don't know if he likes them. He's one of these guys that just gets hired for shit, and every so often one of them becomes a big hit.
Yeah.
So like Rush Hour was a big hit, National Treasure was a big hit, Taxi not so much.
No.
Yeah.
Jimmy Fallon's foray, right?
Yeah, that's a Queen movie. Let's not give Jimmy Fallon the credit. All right.
What are the stats here?
I'll tell you the stats. Released September 18th, 1998. I saw it in theaters.
Wow.
This is one of those September movies. They don't quite know what to do with it. It's not a summer movie, but it's clearly not a Oscar movie.
No.
So they pop it in September. A budget of $33 million.
Yeah. Not that high.
No,
for
small.
For an action movie with all this shit going on. Yeah.
A box office of $244.4 million.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Now, we have covered 1998 ad nauseum at this
We
point.
sure have.
Yeah. So I just wrote that Rush Hour is number 7 in box office for 1998.
Okay.
Of course, do you know who the Chris Tucker role was originally offered to?
No.
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Eddie Murphy turned down Rush Hour for Holy Man. Which I have seen.
You've seen that?
Yes, yeah. Actually, twice, weirdly.
My God.
Yeah. Holy Man's that movie where he's sort of like a lifestyle guru, and Jeff Goldblum tries to turn him into a TV star, and Jeff Goldblum learns a little bit about life by trying to do it.
Sure.
Yeah. So I just wrote down that Rush Hour was number 7 in box office for the year. Eddie Murphy's Holy Man, number 118.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. And I said that it made, I didn't say that it made sense because they're both black. I said it because it's an Eddie Murphy role. I mean, and, I actually wrote a note that this movie is Beverly Hills Cop minus the charisma or subtlety.
Okay.
Yeah, and Chris Tucker dances a lot.
He really does. Like
a lot.
Brett Ratner, I feel like he doesn't. It's only his second film. I say film. As a director, and I feel like he doesn't know how to end scenes.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to do much of anything.
He just lets Chris Tucker yap until it ends on a joke, like usually an ad lib that's not quite as good as what was on the page.
Right.
Or he ends a lot of scenes with Chris Tucker just dancing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Chris Tucker will say something funny and then just like do a Michael Jackson impression for no reason.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, it's not funny. I realized something about Chris Tucker when I watched this.
Okay.
I made a note here. I guess I prefer him. I've only really liked him in two things, and he's in minor supporting roles in both, but he's very good in them. I just don't care for him as a leading man.
I know what you mean. So what two movies?
Jackie Brown.
Sure. And Silver Linings Playbook?
That's right.
Yeah.
He's
Well-
very good in both those roles. And you know, I think it's because a little of him goes a long way.
I have a note here very early in the movie where I just wrote, I think Chris Tucker is really good. And then I have a note towards the end of the movie, exhausted by Tucker, maybe supporting is better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
Let's talk about Brett Ratner.
Well, wait. Before we get to the big kahuna of Brett Ratner,
Okay.
I just want to mention a couple of credits in here that are interesting to me.
Okay.
Well,
yes, the music. Please talk about the music.
and I mean the soundtrack is excellent, but I'm talking about the
score.
Lalo Schifrin.
Our old friend from the Dirty Harry
Yeah,
franchise.
where the fuck did they get him? How did they get him? It's very bizarre.
It's like Quentin Tarantino getting Ennio Morricone for The
Yeah.
Hateful Eight, except it's Brett Ratner getting him for Rush Hour.
Right. It's very strange. And I realized also that, the direction, well, it kind of leads into Brett Ratner, but I looked up the director of photography.
Yeah.
It's a guy named Adam Greenberg who shot The Terminator and a whole bunch of Schwarzenegger movies.
Terminator 2.
No, I believe the original Terminator
both.
as well. Yeah. And so he's a good DP. He's fine. But the directing in this movie is extremely pedestrian. There's not one single interesting shot in this movie, which leads me to my research for Red Dragon and why I think that movie is so excellent and looks so excellent, because he got Dante Spinati to shoot that movie. Do you know what Dante Spinati has shot?
No.
Manhunter.
He got the guy who did Manhunter to do the remake of Manhunter?
Yes.
Oh, what creativity, Brett Ratner.
He shot Last of the Mohicans, Heat, The Insider, and LA Confidential. So there you go with why Red Dragon has interesting shots and is so good, which can lead right into talking about Mr. Ratner.
Brett Ratner is one of these directors that knows how to navigate Hollywood.
Clearly.
Without having any talent whatsoever.
I mean, how else did he get Lalo Schifrin? That's probably ties right in.
But listen, I'm looking at this. He was a music video director in the late 80s and 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a few things you kind of have to give him.
What's that?
He directed the video for Christmas in Hollis by Run DMC.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's a great song. I don't remember the video at all.
Brown Sugar by D'Angelo. I remember that video.
Mm.
A lot of like R&B and hip hop videos. He did Triumph by Wu-Tang Clan, which I remember being like really high budget. He did he did a lot of Mariah Carey. Heartbreaker was the big one.
He did that one? Is that the one where she's on the speedboat?
Yeah, I believe that is the speedboat one.
I like that video.
That's yeah. Yeah, that's the speedboat one. I think Fantasy is the Ferris wheel one.
I don't remember.
Okay.
I just know Heartbreak.
All right. And hilariously, he directed the video for Beautiful Stranger.
The Austin Powers.
That's right. Franchise crossover.
I do remember that
the
video.
Madonna song from Austin Powers. Okay, but let's talk about his movie career. Because there are... All right. I was going to say there's... okay. All right. He starts
I think you have to tell the story because then that ties in. It's referenced in some of his...
Let's talk about his movies first.
Okay, look at you building the tension. All right.
1997, he directs Money Talks,
Yeah.
a movie starring Charlie Sheen and Chris Tucker.
Never saw it.
Saw it.
Isn't J-Lo in that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I saw it at the time. I have not seen it since. So keep in mind I was 11, but I really liked it.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
And Lalo Schifrin did the music for that too.
Really?
Yep.
That's insane.
They're buds.
I guess. 1998, Rush Hour. 2000, he's like, I need to make something serious now. This is going to be my art film. All right? The Family Man.
Never saw it.
Saw it in theaters.
I know.
It's like It's a Wonderful Life, pretty much, with Nick Cage, and he's like this business guy, and then it's like, what if, like, he used to love his wife Téa Leoni so much, like, what if he never got that job? Would they be happier? So Don Cheadle shows up as like a magical black man and shows him.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. I think it's Don Cheadle.
sounds
Maybe
correct.
I'm being racist.
I don't think it's probably Don Cheadle because I'm looking up the one after that, and Don Cheadle's in After the Sunset. So
Well, that's not the one after that, because he then did Rush Hour 2.
yeah, I know.
And
was
then
skipping Rush Hour 2.
Red Dragon.
That's right.
Yeah, okay. So Henry, a fan of Red Dragon.
Yes.
Red Dragon's an interesting little... We'll get to it on the franchise, because
We will.
it's a remake of Manhunter, but it really was only made because they had just done that movie Hannibal by Ridley Scott, where Anthony Hopkins came back as Hannibal Lecter. And they were like, well, let's keep this franchise going. That movie made a ton of money. So they remade Manhunter, which had Brian Cox as Hannibal Lecter, and had Anthony Hopkins do it and really juiced up the Hannibal role.
Right, and it was written by the guy who wrote Silence of the Lambs, Ted Talley. They brought him back.
Right.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. Okay, so then he did After the Sunset, which, I mean...
I like it.
I've never seen it. I feel like it's totally forgotten.
It's kind of my kind of movie.
What the fuck is it?
Oh, it's one of those like sultry, taking place in the Caribbean, like heist movies with Salma Hayek and Pierce Brosnan and Woody Harrelson.
Okay.
It's nothing special, but it's
it's special. It's a Brett Ratner movie.
Also shot by Dante Spinati.
Oh, okay. So people like working with him, I guess.
He's a good guy.
Then he dips his toes back into the franchise waters. That's right. X-Men 3: The Last Stand.
Oh, baby.
A movie so bad it almost killed the invulnerable X-Men franchise. I saw it at midnight. And I remember halfway through the movie giving up on it ever being good.
Yeah. I rented it from Blockbuster. And I gave up on it probably around the same time you did, but I did finish it, but I don't think I paid much attention to what was going on.
Yeah, I mean, I watched the whole movie, but I've only seen that one once, and I'm X-Men fan number one here.
Right.
You know, I've seen X-Men 1 and 2 like 1,000 times.
Yeah.
All right, so he follows up X-Men: The Last Stand. Rush Hour 3, of course.
Yeah.
All right. He follows that up with Tower Heist. All right.
I've seen parts.
Oh, yeah? You like parts of that movie?
No, I didn't like any of it, but it was on TV, and figured. He got Eddie for that, so
Aren't a lot
Eddie.
of people in that movie?
yeah, it's a big.
It's sort of like an urban Ocean's 11 or something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Then you did Hercules.
Ooh,
Who was in that?
who the fuck knows?
Is it
man?
The
I don't-
Rock? It is The
looking.
Rock. I looked it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, no. Did anyone see that movie?
I don't. Not me.
No, hey, made $244 million at the box
But it
office.
cost $100 million to make.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. All right. So, Brett Ratner honestly hasn't had much of a career as a director since X-Men 3, I guess.
Yeah, you're right.
But he is like a billionaire
Yeah.
because he's got this production company which he calls
Ugh.
Rat Pack because he's a hep cat. He yeah. He worships at the altar of Frank and Dino. Yeah. And he does though. He's one of those guys. He's a misogynist and he's proud of it. And I mean, didn't he get fired from producing the Oscars that one time because he called someone a faggot?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Eddie Murphy was supposed to host, and he wouldn't do it when Brett Ratner got yanked, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so they got, of course, Billy Crystal.
Yeah. Oh.
Because when someone's using gay slurs, get the guy who dressed in blackface for the entirety of the 80s. Fuck you, Billy Crystal.
Yeah, never been a fan.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm just not. I never found him funny.
When you were fumbling your words just now, you sounded like him.
Fumfering my words.
Yeah.
So
Fumfering. So he makes his money in investments,
Mm-hmm.
real estate. I'm talking restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
He has a first look deal with studios, and
Does he have a bunny ranch in Vegas?
maybe.
Yeah.
But he's and he produces movies. I mean,
Yeah, you skipped over it. He produced a shit ton of movies.
he's
yeah.
produced a lot of movies. Horrible Bosses was his.
Yeah.
Jersey Boys, because he's a real hep cat,
Right.
Yay!
Yeah.
Jersey Boys. Oh, remember those days? Those were the days.
Skibbity bop.
Yep, you slap those ladies on the buttocks. And take them home in a doggy bag.
Oh.
Yeah. Then, talk about The Revenant. You love The Revenant. It's executive produced by Brett Ratner.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
Did you not?
I didn't know that. I'm not really a fan of The Revenant that much. I mean, I don't know where you got that from.
By it being your number one movie of whatever fuck year came out?
I don't think I liked it that much. It's
No, defend this.
not one of my favorite movies. I especially the way it was produced. I didn't care for.
You liked everything but the way it was produced.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the.
It was badly produced. Do you remember there were all those problems with people getting hypothermia on the set?
That's
and
true.
shit?
Maybe it's Brett Ratner's fault.
Yeah. Let's blame him.
Yeah.
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 So do you want to defend that at all?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right.
I'm
So,
good.
so let's talk about Rush Hour.
Well, what are we going to talk? Aren't we going to talk about Brett Ratner, the story?
Yeah, I guess we should.
Jesus.
Sorry. Yeah, I teased it for so long.
Yeah, it's only been 48 episodes since we first mentioned it.
So I had a run.
We'll probably do two different. You'll tell yours, I'll tell mine, or through and through. Try not to talk over each other because we're both very involved in this incident.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. we had a run-in with Brett Ratner.
Mm-hmm.
It was positive on Henry's end.
Do you want me to start it?
Sure.
Or do you want to start it?
Well,
Because it started with me. But
you tell me. No, I'll start it, and then you. All right. So Henry, we're at Barnes and Noble. We used to work at the Barnes and Noble in Union Square.
Yeah.
Music and DVD department.
Yeah.
Henry is at the register this particular night. I think we're the only two people working.
Probably.
You're at the register. I'm leaning on the register, watching something on the television on mute.
Not paying attention to who's around. That's key.
That's right. I think it might have been a Barbara Streisand concert DVD on mute.
I remember that.
Because Barnes & Noble's great at selling things.
Yeah, they are.
And all I remember is I'm not paying attention, and I hear Henry say the words, "Red Dragon is a great movie."
Okay.
Henry?
All right. Well, what I remember is... Can I just tell what I remember?
Yeah.
Then? All right, then we'll go through yours. So I'm at the register. This guy walks up with a Filipino hooker. And hands me a black American Express card, which is
the ones with some heft.
Yeah, it's like made out of metal. I've only ever seen it used by celebrities, and I recognize him. I don't know why, but I recognize him, and I go, "Oh!" And then that's why, because he hands me the card, and it says Brett Ratner.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's been a long time since I've told the story. So I go, "Hey, Brett Ratner," and he's like, "Yeah, man," and I'm like, and I say, "Hey, I just want to tell you, I think Red Dragon is a great movie and one of the most underrated movies of that year, or like of the Hannibal. I don't remember my exact wording. I said it, but I said it was underrated. And then I hear my pal Dan go, "Okay, Red Dragon's not a great movie." And I go, and he's standing like directly behind Brett Ratner, but has no idea it's Brett Ratner. And I try to, because I'm a good friend,
yeah, salvage
the situation by going, well, I mean, this is Brett Ratner here, right over here. So it was just like we were just discussing and I kind of trail off, and the look on Dan's face, I wish I could have fucking photographed it and put it on my wall. He looked like he'd seen the ghost of Marlon Brando. I don't know. And he jumps back and he goes, "Oh, well, I mean, yeah, I mean, no, it's good. I mean, and then you started rambling about how Family Man.
No. Here's what it was.
But Brett Ratner wanted no part of it. He shot you a look that was just utter disdain and hatred.
Oh my God!
Now you can. Yeah.
The way I remember it is, you said Red Dragon is a great movie or underrated or whatever, and I said what you said. I said, and then I think I said it's okay.
That sounds right.
Yeah. I was like, it's not a great movie. It's okay. Mm-hmm. And then you say, this is Brett Ratner. I turn around. I mean, everything in my body is just screaming. And I said, I liked The Family Man. And the look he gave me, yeah, such hatred. And then as he was walking out, I yelled after him, "Sorry."
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yep. And he gave me one of those waves of the hand, like you don't even exist anymore.
Ooh.
Forgotten.
Because he was very nice to me after I praised his movie. Like, he wasn't, like, even an arrogant prick about it. Like, yeah, thanks, I know. Like, he was like, which we've definitely both encountered.
Yeah.
He was very, like, appreciative and like, oh, thanks, man. That's very nice to hear and like really cool. Like when I told Cameron Crowe that Vanilla Sky was great, like he couldn't believe that I said that.
Well, yeah, when you bring up a movie to a director that they don't hear about a lot,
yeah,
they tend to appreciate that. I learned that at Barnes & Noble.
You're right.
Like Danny Strong. I've told this story before because he wrote one of the Hunger Games movies, but like I'm sure he was in Buffy. He probably gets that every day of his life. And so he wrote Recount. And so when I went up to him, I wanted to talk to him. I said I really liked Recount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they like that. So but yeah,
that other class of human.
But yeah, so that's the Brett Ratner thing. But I think what stands out also, the two things I remember was it really illustrates what kind of duty is, because he did have that clearly hooker with him, and she was just like this. What was she like? This phosphorescent, like almost like out of Ex Machina.
Yeah. She didn't look like a real person.
Like a genetically enhanced synthetic.
She was about a foot taller than him, and I remember her skirt being like dangerously high up near her crotch.
And then the other thing I remember is after that incident was over and us laughing enormously about it, you going on this like half an hour rant to me in anger about, you know what? Fuck this shit. Fuck Brett Ratner. He fucked up the X-Men.
Yeah.
I should have told him, fuck you. I hate the X-Men. You fucked up my favorite franchise. Yeah, and that was priceless too.
Yeah. Because once the shock was done, I was just so mad that I didn't say, like, yeah, Red Dragon is okay, but X-Men 3, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
I
It's bringing up your ire right now.
I hate Brett Ratner. I still do. I still fucking do. Every time I see him in the Hollywood Reporter with a new deal, you know, he's always got like a lady on his arm and his stupid fucking beard that's always the same length, and his fucking little suits that he probably has to get handmade because he's like 5'2". I hate that guy.
He's a short, fat man.
Yeah.
Just saying, I've seen him up close. We both have.
What a piece of shit.
Do you think him and Zack Snyder are pals?
No. Honestly, I have so much more respect for Zack Snyder.
Really?
Yeah, because Zack Snyder does his garbage movies with childlike enthusiasm.
Right.
Brett Ratner does his movies with just like workmanlike boredom.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. You know, Zack Snyder's trying. You watch Sucker Punch, and that's one of the worst movies ever made, but that is a movie by a guy who's got something in mind.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Try watching X-Men 3.
Yeah, there's nothing in mind there.
Tower Heist.
Right. You're right. You're right.
Garbage.
So do you want to get back to the Rush Hour a little bit, or
I want to talk about Rush Hour a lot, because I gotta say, ultimately, you know, I wanted to talk shit about Brett Ratner in this episode, and we'll talk more shit next week when we cover Rush Hour 2 and Rush Hour 3.
Yeah,
but
true. We're gonna have a lot of fun.
Ultimately, I kind of enjoyed Rush Hour.
So did I.
Yeah, it's not a bad movie.
No.
It's pretty fun. It's in no way good because of Brett Ratner, but someone had the idea to put Jackie Chan in a movie with Chris Tucker, and they're really good together. This is Chris Tucker at the height of his Chris Tuckerness. He had those couple of years, like from Friday up through probably this, where he was just like firing on all cylinders.
And he had that horrific role in The Fifth Element, which was he was just intolerable in that, but he was still riding.
I like him in The Fifth Element.
Oh,
I know a lot of people don't. A lot of people think that's the worst part of that movie, but I don't. I like that. And you got Jackie Chan, who he's getting a little old, but he's still young and spry enough to like do all the cool shit, without the aid of special effects and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jackie Chan's great, man.
He's fucking great. He
is great.
just won a Lifetime Achievement Award by the Academy.
Oh,
and for his like stunt coordination.
Yeah,
and well deserved.
Oh, you just ruined one of my my canned jokes that I wrote down, which I don't do like you. We don't do that, but I wrote down.
Oh, I thought you were accusing me of doing that.
No, you said how you hate doing that, and I don't like doing it either, but sometimes you'll do it if it's really good, and then I had one, but now I can't do it.
No, tell me, what is it?
I was going to ask you in real innocent tones, I was going to say, does Jackie Chan do his own stunts?
Yeah.
Because that's all everybody ever says.
Yeah.
About. He does his own stunt. He's great. He does his own stunt. Yeah, I know.
He does.
Fucking know.
Yeah.
Hey. Does Chris Tucker do his own dancing? Is the question.
Yes, he does. He definitely does.
He's not bad.
Okay, so this is a movie that weirdly centers around Hong Kong being transferred from England to China.
Yeah.
Which was a very particular thing that happened around this time. And the Chinese consul, who's a saint, his daughter, Sun Yi, who I really liked, by the way. I thought she was a spunky little girl.
She was.
I looked her up to see if she did anything after this, but no. She gets kidnapped by Ken Leung, obviously Miles from Lost.
And from Red Dragon and from X-Men.
Yeah, he played Kid Omega in X-Men 3, which was one of those annoying things about X-Men 3 where they used like 1,000 great X-Men characters but gave none of them anything to do.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Fuck that movie.
Fuck that movie, man.
Chris Tucker, he doesn't like working with a partner. His dad had a partner, and his dad died because of something that happened with his partner.
Right.
And he's James Carter, right? That's his name?
Yeah.
And that's, creative. And he's like a real wild man. He never shuts up, but he's a great cop. But he causes explosions. I did find the first scene with him and Philip Baker Hall, by the way.
Yeah.
Who I guess did this movie in between Paul Thomas Anderson films.
Right.
I love him. He's sort of like I'm gonna take that badge away. He's that chief like in Lethal Weapon. He's great in this movie, and I loved the scene where he's like badgering Chris Tucker and what is up? You blew up an entire city block, and Tucker's like, that block was messed up.
Yeah.
And whatever. There's a bunch of good moments, I think, in that scene.
No, there. Yeah, I agree. And the great Philip Baker Hall, who I hope we do get to talk about at some point too.
We're talking about him right now.
Now.
He's an incredible actor. My favorite performance is in Magnolia. I think he's incredible in that movie. But,
it's tough. That is arguably the best. But he's also phenomenal in Hard 8.
Yeah. My God, he is so good. Yeah. And, by the way, a Dark Horse candidate. Because, by the way, he's an amazing comedic actor, too. That's why he shows up in things like Rush Hour.
And Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I was going to say he's incredible in the library episode of Seinfeld, where he plays Lieutenant Bookman, the Dragnet-esque library detective that tries to get Seinfeld to pay his fee for never bringing back Tropic of Capricorn.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And he's also, I just want to mention, he doesn't get a lot of talk anymore about this role, but he is a one-man show in the Robert Altman film Secret Honor, where he plays.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you for bringing that up.
Which I own, and he plays Richard Nixon, and it's a great movie, folks. If you ever never saw it, 1984's Secret Honor.
Incredible.
Yeah, great movie.
And largely, I mean, I love Robert Altman and shit, but like that
No, it's
movie
it,
is
right.
is all Philip Baker Hall.
It literally is, and and it wouldn't work with another actor. He's just phenomenal.
Yeah. So this girl gets kidnapped. The FBI, so the Chinese consul wants to bring in his man, Detective Lee,
Right.
very creative name, to capture, to get his girl back, his daughter. And so Lee comes into America. The FBI doesn't want him fucking up their case, so they get a guy from the LAPD to just keep an eye on him.
Mm-hmm.
So Chris Tucker is that man, and so then we get Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan teaming up, and they're both kind of mad at the FBI for what they're doing to them, like sort of marginalizing them, and
Right.
so they form their own investigative team to find the little girl. That's the movie.
Yeah, and you got a lot of character actors in here. You didn't mention Chris Penn,
Listen, the movie is
Elizabeth Pena. Yeah.
Yeah, well, let me get into that in a second. The movie's really simple. Like, you know how Chinatown is such a perfect script because it's a mystery and something new is learned in every scene?
Yeah.
Nothing is really learned in this movie. Like, they find out there's a guy who's been buying up explosives, and then they try to find out who that is, and then eventually they do, and that's the movie.
Yeah. And they find out the British consul, played by the other great actor in this movie, Tom Wilkinson.
Yes, the great Tom Wilkinson, Academy Award nominee, I believe, for In the Bedroom.
Yeah, fucking great actor. Michael Clayton.
Really, we have to bring up Michael Clayton on this podcast.
Yes, we do, because it's a great fucking movie.
So bad.
You're an idiot. He played Ben Franklin in the HBO show John Adams.
Yeah, he was great at that. He's one of these guys that pops up, and you're always happy to see him. Hey, Tom Wilkinson.
It's true. He's
Yeah.
he's even in Batman Begins. He's great.
Yeah. So Tom Wilkinson turns out to be the villain. I think that's sort of poor writing. I think we needed to see him a lot more. We only see him in like one scene before we find out he's like the bad guy.
It's true.
Yeah, we need to set him up so that we like him a little bit, I think, before.
Yeah, we don't know anything about him. Yeah.
Like, it would have been an amazing twist to find out, like, that Chinese consul guy was the villain.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. But, oh well, it's a simple movie. The movie it only exists for Jackie Chan to do karate and for Chris Tucker to yap.
And dance.
Yeah, and it works on all those levels. Maybe not the dancing.
No.
Yeah.
But you're right, it does. It does. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what else I got on this. Let me see. Oh,
well, we can talk about the character actors. You brought up Tom Wilkinson. Chris Penn, I think, is really good in his two scenes.
He is. Yeah.
I think his chemistry with Chris Tucker is kind of interesting because he's such, Chris Penn always played such just exhausted, beaten down characters, and Chris Tucker is just so amped up the entire fucking movie. He doesn't slow down for a second, except in like one scene where he talks about his father with Jackie Chan.
Right.
And so I like their weird little chemistry. And who's the girl you brought up?
Elizabeth Pena.
Elizabeth Pena, who I think should have gotten more work after Rush Hour. I think she's a star in this thing.
Well, she had a lot of work before this, though. Like, you're gonna hilariously roll your eyes, but like I know her from like Jacob's Ladder.
Oh, that's fine. From Jacob's Ladder. I know her from the movie Tortilla Soup.
There you go.
Yeah.
She was in a lot of 80s movies, and she was in Hill Street Blues, and
but she was always kind of like a stereotypical Latina.
That's true.
And I like that in this, like, we don't comment on the fact that she's Latina at all. She has like a short, cute, like pixie haircut.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
Yeah, and she's got like a husky voice. And like Chris Tucker is just sexually harassing her the entire movie, and she isn't taking his shit for a second.
True.
It's not like, fucking Rene Russo in Lethal Weapon 3 where they end up fucking.
Right.
Like,
right.
No. It's cool. I really like her and her character in this movie.
Well, I think I was just looking at it now, and I'm remembering her in a movie that I remember seeing in the theater, the John Sayles Lone Star. That was like a big role for her.
Sure.
That's her, like, I think how she'll probably be remembered most for that role, acting-wise. But,
and she's
great.
She's dead.
She's what?
She and Chris Penn are both dead now. So...
Oh, you're right.
So we know.
I knew Chris Penn was dead. I didn't. Holy shit.
Yeah, she passed away at a pretty young age, in her 50s, I think. Which is sad, and I think it was a really big mistake to not use her in the Rush Hour sequels. To me,
you mean, yeah, she still could have because she died in 2014. Yeah.
She's not in Rush Hour 2 or 3, and to me, watching Rush Hour, yes, you need Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan back, but to me, she's an indelible character. You need her back in the sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, that's a shame. It brought me down a little bit.
Yeah, sorry about that, buddy.
It's okay, I'm looking at it now, and I don't even want to get into it. Yeah. She very sad.
Yeah. But also in this movie, how about John Hawkes?
Yeah, I made a note.
An early John Hawkes appearance selling star maps and informing to Chris Tucker.
Yeah, and the funny part is about a great actor like John Hawkes, he's great in that complete throwaway scene.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Well, he's such a great actor.
He is.
My favorite is Deadwood, but he's also great in Me and You and Everyone We Know, and what's the Marcy May Marlene?
Yep, and Winter's Bone.
Yeah, he's such a good actor. John Hawkes. Hilariously in that scene, Chris Tucker offers him money, like $30 or something, to like get information, and the guy gives him the information. There's a guy that's been buying up guns around town, and then Chris Tucker like says, "What's his name?" And John Hawkes is like, "I'm not telling you for that amount of money."
For $45.
And then he loses Jackie Chan. There's a chase scene where he goes after Jackie Chan, which is a pretty fun scene. Yeah. But then we never see John Hawkes again for the rest of the movie. Why didn't he go back and give him more money and get the name?
Yeah, that was very funny. Yeah. There little arbitration that was going on there. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also just weird writing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. What do we got? Well,
I wanted to ask you a question about. I made a note of this because it's just so bizarre, and it's not something that would happen today. But it's like, well, I have two questions. First question is pretty basic. This movie's PG-13, all right, and you can't say fuck, but the N-word is all over this film.
It's not all over.
It's mentioned quite a few times.
It's mainly confined to one scene, and Chris,
if you're thinking about the scene where Jackie Chan says it, that's not what I'm talking about.
Okay, well, I want to talk about that scene.
Yeah, okay.
Because Jackie Chan says the N-word twice in this movie.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
No, it's not.
It's not even really. It's supposed to be funny because like he hears Chris Tucker calling people that, and then, but like it's not like people in Japan don't know that word.
Or China.
You're right. The Chinese consul. Fucking hell.
Wow.
I'm the worst.
Wow. This is Racial Insensitivity Week for Daniel. He's going through some training.
Apparently.
the Latino and the Asian community
Are angry with me.
that was pretty funny. Yeah, the great Japanese actor Jackie Chan.
Shut up. All right.
But anyway, that leads into the complete and total. We're completely fine with the racism about Asians.
Well, that was always going to be a thing.
Jesus.
Racism about Asians.
God.
I feel like it's still okay in some things. Like, I mean,
But
not okay, but
yeah, but not to the extent. And I was, I thought of Lethal Weapon 4 because it's the same year, and this is worse. But like, it's the same amount of.
It's not worse. It's as bad.
You think?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, there's like all the Rice-A-Roni jokes and all this. It's like, what fucking era are we living in?
Listen, it's 1998. We are still at the point that when Jackie Chan gets off the airplane in America, there's a big gong sound effect.
Boy, I forgot about that.
Yeah, and you'll recall early in the movie, Jackie Chan doesn't betray the fact that he speaks English to Chris Tucker. And then when he finally does, it's a big moment. Gong again.
Oh, Gone Girl.
Yeah, and I mean, and Chris Tucker is so upset at this detail. He's wanted to work for the FBI his entire life.
Yeah.
And the FBI gives him this job to watch Detective Lee and make sure he doesn't do anything crazy. And he's so mad. Like, it's the worst fucking job you could possibly given to is to hang out with an Asian guy.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah. And eat Chinese food, which he has clearly never done.
Yeah. Yeah, throw some hot sauce on here. It could be
Oh
good.
my God. Yeah, it's that's bad.
It's real rough.
It's bad. I mean, it's like, I guess every ethnicity takes their turn at the Hollywood table of being just fucking beaten down to shit.
Yep.
And completely minimalized. And it's just amazing. I'm not trying to preach because it's obvious stuff, but it's just incredible that this was still like going on in the 90s. It's just like, Jesus Christ.
What are you giving me here? A big bag of grease? This isn't food.
MSG.
It's just the entire movie. And by the end of the movie, I do think that Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan have a very charming rapport.
Yeah.
But there is just so much. I mean, there's no other way. It's racism. That's all it is.
It is. The outtakes were nice at the end.
Well, Jackie Chan movies always have fun bloopies.
Right.
Yeah.
Bloopers were nice.
Yeah, and these were fun because there's Chris Tucker not being able to say words because he's an idiot, kind of.
Right.
And what was the thing? He could not say Chelsea Clinton. It was like he didn't know who Chelsea Clinton was.
Right. Yeah. Kelsey Clinton.
Yeah. What is it, Kelsey Clinton? It's like, dude, you know who the president is, right?
I hope.
Hey, I have a big debate that I want to talk about.
Ooh.
Now,
Okay.
Jackie Chan turns on Chris Tucker's radio, gets Surfin' USA
Yeah.
by the Beach Boys, of course.
Yeah.
And Chris Tucker says the immortal line, "Don't ever touch a black man's radio, boy."
Mm-hmm.
Turns the channel to "Can I Getta" by Jay-Z.
Yeah.
All right? Both great songs.
Yes.
Let's decide here, once and for all, what is a better song, Surfin' USA or Can I Getta? I think it's pretty close.
Are they comparable even? I mean, they're not even. Not only are they not the same decade, genre, or I mean, come on, really?
What is better?
That's a debate you have to have.
I'm gonna put this up on Twitter.
All right, let's leave it to them.
Let's have
then.
a poll. Let's leave it to you guys. What's better, Surfin' USA or Can I Getta? On the one hand, Surfin' USA, it's summery. It's the Beach Boys before they got all artistic and junk.
Right.
And but can I get a? It's Jay-Z at the height of his powers.
Yeah.
Just, he's still blueprinting. He's still volume 1, 2, and 3ing. That's what you want.
Yeah. And I like it. And I'm not, if it's not Public Enemy, I'm not too educated on a lot of rap. So.
That's right. Did you know that Brett Ratner directed the video for Louder Than a Bomb by Public Enemy?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on, Chuck D. Don't hire that guy.
I know, right?
All
right.
No, boy.
Yeah. Anyway, I also want to say that at one point, Jackie Chan is coming towards the Chinese consul, and like the FBI guys are jumping on him. They don't know who he is yet.
Yeah.
And they have to describe, like, there's a guy coming at the gate, an Asian, about 5'10".
Mm-hmm.
In what universe is Jackie Chan 5'10"?
Yeah, they're not the most competent FBI agents.
And then Chris Tucker shows Jackie Chan his ID, which is a funny sight gag because he has like an afro and a mustache.
Right.
And it says Chris Tucker is 6'1". Are you crazy? Jackie Chan is 5'3" and Chris Tucker's 5'7". All right?
Yeah, on a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah. With lifts.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, a little bizarre. I don't know what that's about. Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Interesting. Yeah.
That's Rush Hour.
Wait.
You got more?
I think I'm getting something here. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm fucked up on this Skype stuff still. I'm sorry. I hate when this happens.
What are you talking about?
But I gotta take. Someone's ringing me. Can I just put you on hold?
Fine.
I'm sorry.
We'll cut this out.
Yeah, we'll cut it out. All right, hang on. Hello, this is Henry.
Hey, hip cat, Scooby-Doo Bop.
I'm sorry, who's this?
Hey, Daddy-O, this is, Brett Ratner.
Fuck, really?
Oh, I bet you weren't expecting to hear from this hep cat, Daddy-O.
Are you serious? Oh my god, man. Holy shit. You're calling the show. You've been listening to the franchise?
No, I would never do that. I don't even know what a podcast is, but somebody told me they're talking about my movie Rush Hour. What?
Yeah, we sure are. We had a big conversation earlier about you, actually, and your filmography. I don't have the three-way calling on here, but you could talk to me for a minute or two. What's going on, Brett? How you doing?
Scooby-Doo boo bop bow. Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm just sitting here with a martini with a couple of bitches by my side.
Oh, and you're listening to our show, huh?
Nope.
Oh, you're not listening to the show.
Nope. Just thought I'd call in.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. How did you like making Rush Hour? This is so cool. You caught me off guard, man.
Oh, Rush Hour was great. We got to make fun of all them slant eyes and...
Whoa. Yeah, Brett, do you remember when we met, you were with an Asian woman? Are you guys still together?
Listen. This world... I like to say there's one bitch, many faces.
So I take it you're not. Yeah, you're with. You have a new girl, or you just kind of play the field type of thing.
Oh, I play the field, and the field has no grass on it.
Oh, Brett. What are you working on these days, man? What are you doing? Anything we can talk about, promote?
Oh, I'm producing. I'm always producing. You want to know what I'm producing right now?
Yeah, I'd love to.
I'm working on a remake of the Flamingo Kid. Yeah.
Remake of the Flamingo Kid.
Yeah.
The Matt Dillon movie?
Oh, yeah, Hepcat, because that is when the world knew how to act.
I heard that you were working on a Howard Hughes picture. Is that?
That came out already. Don't you remember all those Oscars it was nominated for?
Oh, I don't. I'm sorry.
Rules don't apply. I worked with Warren Beatty.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. How that must have been a fun movie. You and Warren Beatty, huh?
Oh, baby.
Chatting up the chicks.
Yeah, he touched Annette Bening. Let me smell them fingers. Hepcat, Daddy-O. Oh.
Brett, I gotta ask you a question. Do you remember when we met in Barnes & Noble umpteen years ago and I complimented you on Red Dragon?
No.
And you don't remember that? Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't remember Normal People.
Oh, yeah. Because my friend, actually my co-host, kind of insulted you, and I wondered if you remembered that. He said Red Dragon was not a good movie.
Oh, this does ring a bell. Ring-a-ding-ding.
Yeah, I mean, he was, him and me were not beautiful people like you, but I wondered if you remembered that episode.
Sure. That chubby Jew fucked with me. But, I got rid of him.
Well, you got rid of him?
That's right. With a wave of my hand.
Oh, that is usually how it works with you, huh?
Yes, baby.
Oh,
hey,
man.
You want to hear what else I'm working on?
I do.
A remake of House Party.
Really?
Yeah, that's right.
Are Kid and Play in it?
Who are they?
They were the original stars of the original House Party.
Well, this one's going to be an all-new House Party. We're going with an urban motif.
Like the first one, but okay. Who's that going to be?
I don't know.
You don't know
yet?
We'll
figure it out. Here's what else. You know what else I'm working on?
What are you working on?
A sequel to Midnight Run.
A sequel?
That's right.
Not a remake?
No, a sequel.
Is it going to have like 80-year-old Charles Grodin in it? And
we'll see.
Oh, we'll see. You don't have much information on these things you're working on, Fred. Is that like a secret?
Listen, I'm producing that one with De Niro. Me and De Niro are producing the Midnight Run sequel. I'm also producing Youngblood because the best comic book writer of all time, everybody knows, my buddy Rob Liefeld.
You excited about that?
Oh, baby, you should smell Rob Liefeld's fingers. He gets all up in them, Daddy-O. Ring-a-ding-ding.
Oh, my cat. That's a lot of info.
Now I have one more movie I'm producing that I'd really like to talk about.
Please.
This is serious business.
Okay.
I'm making a live-action adaptation of the Hanna-Barbera cartoon Hong Kong Phooey.
That can't be real.
That's a real thing that I'm doing right now, baby, Daddy-O.
Really, I mean, I don't mean to be a square, but that sounds like not the best idea.
Hey, listen, you want to keep talking to me? Don't be such a faggot.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm sorry, sir. Rather insensitive to you. Your cultural insensitivities, are they not? I mean, I do have an obligation as a host to be nice, but
what are we talking about? We live in a PC society, and I don't care for it one bit.
Yeah, I know, Brett, but sometimes you got to display a little bit of discretion and
I say it how it is.
Yeah. All right. Listen, Brett. I'm going to tell you how it is, motherfucker.
Whoa!
Go fuck yourself. And I'm thrilled you called in, but you need to maybe stop playing the field and take an Asian sensitivity course. And, maybe stop making movies for a while. Take a little break.
You hear this,
Right?
Daddy-O? You hear this?
This is my show.
This
all
is the
right?
sound of my hand waving you away.
And you called my friend a chubby Jew. I don't care for that.
Well, you know, he is, and he's balding.
All right. Maybe we'll talk another time, Brett. I'm getting back to my show now. All right, hang on. Or don't hang on. Goodbye.
Hey, whoa.
Bye.
Smell my finger.
You're all right. Dan,
Yep.
I'm sorry, dude. That went on a little too long. That was fucking Brett Ratner, man.
I missed another one of these fuckers.
I don't know, man. It doesn't happen often, but I still can't. You know me with this.
Did you
fucking
ask him
Skype.
about me?
I did.
Did he remember me?
Well, I think he did. I mean, he didn't remember like details because he doesn't. He said he doesn't remember, and I quote, "normal people." But then I think I jogged his memory because then he referred to you as the chubby Jew.
He's not wrong.
Well, we've lost weight since then. Yeah, but then I got a little mad at him because he was really being insensitive to racial. Like he's an asshole. God.
Yeah, well, we knew that.
Yeah, it's true, and so I kind of told him to go fuck himself. I don't know if that was wrong.
Oh no, that's awesome, man.
Should I really? Should I have done that? Yeah.
Well, you know, sadly we won't be able to have him on the show again, but
Yeah, well, who knows? He probably didn't even. He's probably coked out of his mind, so you know he might not even remember that it happened.
maybe.
It was pretty cool.
Although maybe that was enough of Brett Ratner being on the show anyway.
Yeah, it's true. If he comes
Yeah.
back, I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know how these people get this number. It's supposed to be private.
I don't know. Hollywood, maybe they have got like a thing where you hear their name and they find you.
Yeah. It's on Skynet.
Yeah, right.
Well, that was interesting.
It was interesting. Hey, we never did the rate and review, all that shit. What's
Rate
the,
and yeah,
what's the
sure.
superhero count on this bad boy?
I got 4.
Okay.
I got Tom Wilkinson, who played Carmine Falcone in Batman Begins.
Sure, he's actually very good in Batman. He's always very good, whatever.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
And he was in Green Hornet.
That's true, he was. I'm
I
one of
didn't
the
see
few
that,
that
but-
saw that.
Yeah. Ken Leung, obviously, was in X-Men as Kid
That's
Omega.
Yeah.
And he's in the Inhumans.
Yes, as Karnak, which I'm
That's
very
right.
much looking forward to. ABC is doing that Inhumans TV show, and if done right, that could be really interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Pena played a character named Parandul in a cartoon Justice League.
Okay.
And this is a franchise crossover from Lethal Weapon 2. Mark Rolston, who played one of the South African baddies and who plays one of the FBI duo in this, was in Lois and Clark and played Firefly in the new Batman Adventures and Justice League.
Oh, you know, a favorite character of mine.
Yeah. You love Firefly. And then I didn't know because a couple of weeks ago you wanted to start instituting writers and directors on superhero movies. So does Brett Ratner get a credit for X-Men 3?
Brett Ratner doesn't get credit for anything.
Okay, that's what I thought you would say, word for word.
Okay.
My MVP is Jackie Chan.
Yeah, mine too.
My LVP is Brett Ratner.
Mine too.
But I am giving the movie 3 stars.
I am too.
Yeah, okay. And I want to read something. I got a text mid-broadcast here from my very good friend Jan.
Okay.
And I think it's worth reading.
Okay.
Heard the podcast of Dirty Dancing. Hilarious. You guys make a great team. You, meaning me, Henry, you are dead wrong about T2, though. Great fucking film that took special effects to another level and continued the work done in Alien by creating a strong and empowering role for women in film. Terminator is...
Good point, Jan.
Yeah, Terminator is the best work in Cameron's career, fool. Well, Jan, I did say Terminator was the best work, and Aliens. And then he says, but I digress. Good job, and I look forward to listening to all other episodes. By the way, fun fact about Havana Nights, it was filmed in Puerto Rico, and I know the entire crew that worked on the movie.
Oh my God! Can we have? Oh, Jan.
Jan wants to be on the show. We're going to have him on eventually.
But I want Jan to hook us up with an interview from someone who worked on Dirty Dancing Havana Nights.
We'll see what I can do.
Okay.
So that was nice to hear. Yeah.
You know, I'm looking at Brett Ratner still.
Yeah.
You know, he produced Mother's Day, the final Gary Marshall movie. Do you think he killed Gary Marshall?
Wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah.
He's
And,
capable.
oh, wait, no, that's not the final Gary Marshall movie. It's just a different movie called Mother's Day. Never mind.